Here we go. I can see the stream. All right, going live, and you are live. What is going on, everybody? RogersBase here, live from Japan with my live reaction to One Piece manga chapter 1165. Check this out. I got my glasses here. I've got the English translation running off a VPN on my phone. I've got the actual official Shonen Jump here, straight from Japan. Reagan ran to Family Mart this morning to go pick it up for me. She just got in last night. We obviously just had the big goodbye dinner for the Japan Time podcast. Last time you guys saw me, if you're here for my One Piece stuff, you saw me in the airport live reacting to 1164. Obviously, we had the Kirby demo. There's just been a lot happening while I've been here. The amount of videos you guys are going to get from this trip, the amount of streams, the amount of stuff I've already uploaded while I'm here is kind of crazy. Obviously, I got Hyrule Warriors, an actual Japanese copy on my Switch too. I've got the new manga volume for One Piece as well. So not only do I have the new Jump that the chapter is in, but I've also got the manga volume that came here with Shamrock on the cover. So it's just been an absolutely lovely trip. But I'm seeing already in the chat, this is great. I'm seeing OBS Roberto coming through with the member message as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The thing you got to remember though is that normally these chapters, when I do my live reactions, I go live on Sunday morning LA time, 8 a.m. Pacific time. But here, that's midnight. And obviously, I couldn't be screaming in my Airbnb at midnight. And we were at the goodbye dinner for Japan time. So also, Teratone is going, dude, your voice sounds so used. You must have been so busy. Bro, you have no idea. And there's so much we still got to do on this trip. We've got so much to do. A lot of the stuff we're doing on the second half of the trip is more like, like visiting places and taking photos. So it's not as much like, creating content over and over and over and over and over again. But don't worry, it's a One Piece chapter. You guys know I got to go live. And for such a momentous occasion, like the fact that I am here for the Rocks versus Garp and Roger chapters is just peak. Thank you, by the way, to Braden Sims as well for becoming a member, saying get ready for a great chapter. That was the other lovely thing, is that James knew that I was going to be here and knew that I would probably see the thumbnail early. Obviously, I didn't get spoiled on the chapter because I've been busy doing things, but he knew I was going to see the thumbnail early to set the thing up. So he made it with Garp and Roger and Rocks, where it doesn't really showcase anything. So I'm feeling like when I actually go through the chapter, it's going to be pretty cool. Dracule just said Roger's going through his own arc this week. Why didn't you wait until you get back from your trip? I couldn't wait. Come on. If I waited until I get that would be a whole week. You guys would be upset. If I waited a whole week before I read the chapter, people would be upset. So like I said, I got the actual magazine right here. I've got the actual translation right here. So without any further ado, we're gonna follow along. This is crazy, man. There's something very, very special about doing this while you're in Japan. Also, you're the GOAT and James is the GOAT. Absolutely. All right. One Piece manga chapter 1165. This one is called Reverberations. Reader request Beppo sleeping peacefully using Zeus as a pillow by Match and Takeshi. And you can see over here. See, the nice thing about having this on my phone too is I could then show you guys where I am in the chapter. So you can see this. We got Beppo sleeping on Zeus, Law chilling in the back. We got the rainbow in the background. Also, Flip2 said, really, that thumbnail is as spoiler free as possible. You're going to have a great time. Oh, Reagan, you asked earlier. You said, is there going to be a One Piece chapter while we're here the next Sunday? Roberto just super chatted and said, luckily, there is a break next week. So that actually does work out very, very good. The fact. The fact there's going to be a break when we're traveling after 2 full weeks of this, plus getting back to like 3 other streams and the Kirby release and Wicked, everything just decided to happen in November, which is awesome. All right, here we go. Also, hope you enjoyed Japan. Absolutely, I have enjoyed Japan, and I'm going to continue to enjoy Japan. All right, 1165 Reverberations. Let's see. Please, and you can see Rocks crying. Do you hear that too? Yeah, picking up right where we left off with him yelling, just kill me, getting a different angle of this. Again, nice that I've got the microphone going through this because then I can actually show you the page. Check this out. Him going, saying, just kill me, jumping at Roger and Garp. And it says his words, his attitude, and his expression. And you get this amazing spread of Rocks, Garp, and Roger. All of these are telling different stories. His words, his attitude, and his expression. Well, of course, because his attitude is being taken over by Emu. His expression, he's crying through all of it. And his words are saying, come on, I don't want to kill my family. You got to put me down while you can. Also, Laugh Hard is saying, I think it's been a year since I was actually able to watch one of these One Piece manga reaction streams. Yeah, because normally they're early in the morning if you're watching in the United States, but we're doing it way later in the day. I think I'm doing it like 8 hours late right now because it would have come out at midnight. Or I don't know, with the time change, it might have been like one hour difference. Regardless, it's later in the day for you guys. I think it's like 3 in the afternoon or something in LA. But welcome to the stream. Also, my chat's not like fully updating. It's getting stuck sometimes. So I see some of those member messages. I will read them a little later. All right, let's continue reading through the chapter. They're all telling different stories, and you start things off with a solid punch from Garp right in Rox's face. You can see it's completely coated with armament hockey, Conqueror's hockey flying off of it. Oh man. All right, let's turn the page. I also don't want to miss one of like I don't want to turn one extra page and then miss something. Roger, this is crazy, dude. I love this. I love there's just something special about reading the actual manga chapters out of a jump with the thing right here. It's great. Okay, so here we go. You got. Oh, I just realized. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This actually might be last week's jump.
I literally asked you.
Because I opened this up when I looked. Oh man, this is because it's the rocks.
I literally chat. You guys
can you guys hear Reagan?
But literally, I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go. What is the volume for this week's jump?" And Roger goes, "Reagan, the new one is already out. They will not have the old one in the Family Mart." And I said, "Oh, okay, I did. Okay."
Because I was taking a shower when she went and grabbed it.
So I asked.
No, you did. You asked, but I thought no, they'll because when we stayed for the last one, they had it in the stores. No, you know what? You were right though. You were right. The nice thing is it doesn't really matter. This is still the Garps and Roger one. Literally, check this out. Look, this is the last chapter. As I turn the actual page, because I'm reading the first 2 pages off of this, and I looked over here, and I look and I saw the Roger spread. I'll show you guys what was on the earlier page. Wait a second. This is what I saw. This is crazy. This is what I saw when I wasn't looking at this down here. And then when I was reading it off my phone and I look up and I turn the page and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? This is not the same chapter. This is the fight chapter. That's okay. That's okay. You know what? This is still a cool one because again, I didn't get this physical one. I got the actual like manga volume. I didn't get this one. Well, now there's no risk of me getting spoiled by the page when I turn the other thing. So we're good. We are good. Let me open this up over here then. Silver lining to everything, all right? Also, you guys are saying, yeah, we can hear her, we can hear her. See, Reagan is the GOAT, though. The fact that she ran out to get me this early in the morning is still fantastic. And this makes for a great souvenir. Okay, here we go. Also, Arias said, same thing happened to me when I went to Japan. I went to Family Mart and 7-Eleven in the morning, figured it was the new chapter, and there you go. They gave him the one from the week before. That was the worker at this Family Mart just said, I don't want to put the other ones out first. Let's just sell it to the tourist. The tourist's not going to know different.
He said she didn't know how to say bag.
She didn't know how to say bag in Japanese. That's crazy. There you go. You could say express lane because it's just expressu. I'll tell. We were in the taxi on the way to from the airport to the new Airbnb. And I was understanding a couple of the things that the taxi driver was saying because he was asking like, "Are you going to pay with card or with Suica, which is like IC card?" And then as we're driving down the expressway, he said, "Oh, expressu, okay." And I was like, "Yeah, no worries, no worries." But I was so in the mode of being the guide for the Japan Time guys for like 10 days that I turned to Reagan. I go, "Oh, he just asked if it's okay if we go on the expressway," and she's like, "Yeah, I think I could figure that out."
That was in English.
It was in English. Well, look, again, we're here. We made it. We're in Japan. I still got the translation here. We're chilling. Everything is good. We got options. Hopefully, also, my audio is okay. If you guys can hear her, that means it's actually probably pretty good. Well, I turned off the settings where it's like background audio. It was kind of muffled before because when we did like the Kirby Air Riders one, it was kind of nutty. But anyway, all right, we're here. People are saying, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" Love my little live streams. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let us continue. So we've got Garp punching rocks in the face. You see the clash of swords between the two of them. Again, Conqueror's hockey blowing up off of the two swords. You see the explosion. Roger and Garp both flying backwards. Ooh, man, oh man. Here, I'll move it like this so I can see it on my phone. Oh man. And then you get a great shot of once again the explosion coming off the water. Just again, being here for God Valley is crazy. The fact that we're here for God Valley is absolutely insane. You see the clouds splitting through the sky, the Marines looking up. Still the only one mountain left, because last time I was reading this chapter was the one that was in the airport where I was trying to be quiet, but now I'm good. I could be at a normal speaking volume. You've got the one mountain there, the other mountain having fallen down, and Rox still managing with his hockey after the sword and after the punch to push both Roger and Garp out of there. You get the ring of smoke around the mountain, and then they're looking up in the sky. Why does the sky look like that? It looks like it was split in half. We're going to need to evacuate before we're all dead, and the people are running through the village. You got Kyo over here saying, let's steal the ship and get off this island. What do you mean, Rox's ship? I mean, do you really think he's coming back? We all know what's going to happen to Kyo. We all know. We know what happened to John. We saw John. What was that?
It's a walk.
Oh, I was worried for a second. I thought I was being too loud. Look at him.
So?
I'm like, oh no. I think it was just I think it was just like the walkway outside. No, we're good. We're good. Could you guys hear that as well? This is crazy, dude. This is so much fun. All right, I just don't want to get kicked out of the new Airbnb the first day.
You're being actually really.
I'm being pretty quiet.
Yeah.
I'm being pretty subdued. Okay. Excellent. All right, so let's steal the ship and get off this island. Kyo's looking over. They're saying, do you really think he's coming back? Okay. This is the end of the Rocks Pirates. You got Shiki exclaiming this to the world, and then hurry to the shore. You got the other pirates running off. Also, Ichi says, holy stream time difference. The Japan streams are here. Arias also said, is it a haunted Airbnb? No. We're in the middle of a neighborhood, and right outside there's like a family mart and a street. And so I think it was just somebody on the street. There's also a weird thing. I don't know if I brought this up either in the Kirby stream or in the one that I did prior. There have been so many like little miniature political rallies all over Japan right now. Like at all the train stations, at Shinjuku Station, at our local station in Yatsugi, there were tons of like political rallies and people handing out pamphlets. So I know obviously it was just like election day in the United States, because they had the whole like mayoral election with New York, but I don't know what's going on over here. I don't know if it's also election time in Japan, but either way, if you're hearing other noises, that's what it's from. All right, let us continue. So you've got the other Marines down there. What did you say, Vice Admiral Garp? Once you've got every living resident and sailor on board, shove off and get out of here. What's happening on the island, Roger? Once Rayleigh and them get to you, wait off to the coast. You could also see the egg on the back of their ship, though, too. Kind of interesting. Here we go. Ooh, and you got both of them responding at the same time, saying, I will be back on their separate Denden Mushis, one to the Marines and one to the Roger Pirates. Oh, 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 this panel right here. Oh, man. This panel right here of the two of them taking off their coats and throwing them down. They're like, all right, we're in for a fight now. If he was able to propel both of our other attacks away, oh, man. Oh, repel, excuse me. Rocks, Roger, and you got Garp saying, I came here intending to arrest you both. But, ... And then you see Roger taking off his coat. Yeah, and my plan was to seal Shakuyaku and the treasure and hightail it out of here. But instead, shall we maybe team up for a minute? And you've got Rocks, Domi reversing right in the middle. I have a number of issues with this, but I can't afford to let him run free. Bro, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good, dude. They are locking in. What is that? I learned how to say let's lock in Japanese. Oh, maybe if one of my viewers in chat can correct me if they're watching from Japan. I think I'm saying this correctly. Shuchu shiwoze, I think. I know shuchu is the first part. It's like, or shuchu shioze. Someone will let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. I'm relatively close, I think. Thank you, by the way, to Roberto for the super chat as well. I'll read that in a little bit. Also, I love the fact that Garp has a black shirt in there and then Roger has a white shirt with the yin and yang. Roger Garp duo masterclass? Absolutely. Also, you could see a lot of Luffy and Ace in that panel as well, right? All right, here we go. Shall we team up for a minute? Well, I have a number of issues with this, but I can't afford to let him run free. Okay, and you got the two of them jumping, rocks, punching on through the wall. Yo, rocks. Roger slamming on down with the sword. You get a great shot right there of him once again slamming him back. The sword literally right into the rock. That look you've got, it's the curse. Is there any way to break it? And you've got Garp, boom, slamming down on him, throwing him into the wall. And Roger just trying to wake him up, slamming the sword down once again, saying, just wake up. Faster. And Rayleigh's running off with Shaggy over here. Faster. Roger's going to keep fighting until we've evacuated the island. That hockey is off the charts. And meanwhile, Gloriosa's running off with Kaban. Well, we knew Gloriosa was going to be fine because Shu Chu Shioze. Thank you, Clax. Exactly. Shu Chu Shioze. That's what Roger and Garp are doing. They're looking at each other going, Shu Chu Shioze. Exactly. Thank you very much for the translation fix. Appreciate that. Okay. Let's continue. Faster. Roger's going to keep fighting until we've evacuated the island. So once again, you see them running. I'm zooming in on my phone, and you can see the other guy looking with his glasses. And Gloriosa saying, got a spot for me on the ship, I assume. And Gabon's still running, surprised to see her, but again, happy that she's there. Saying, Gloriosa, okay, listen up, Kaido. You owe me for the rest of your life. You are going to make good on that. Oh, so now they're still talking about the devil fruit. I like that they were just fighting rocks, maybe like a chapter ago. And now they're back to him stealing her devil fruit. This is crazy. You owe me for the rest of your life. You're going to make good on that. And you got Kaido saying, fat chance. It was finders keepers, Lin, and you lost. Now just watch me. I'm going to create a whole new crew where violence rules all. So this is the birth of the Beast Pirates right over here. You think you're hot stuff now? Keep dreaming of the day you'll beat me, because it will never come. And then you've got, obviously, Streusen back there saying, come on, Lin, we got to get moving. Carry the treasure. And then Big Mom looking over at Kaido saying, I'm going to come and collect it one day. And Kaido saying, I'll be waiting to crush your spirit. So once again, the birth of the rivalry that fed all the way into post-time skip era with Kaido and Big Mom, the team up during the raid on Onigashima, everything. There we are. Streusen saying, we got to go. We got to make Whole Cake Island. We got to make more babies. Let's get the heck out of here. Baby Katakuri is not going to get the dragon fruit any day soon. Let's go. So off they go. They're running off. I do actually appreciate too that Oda is making a point to show where everybody is going in this chapter amidst the fight, because you would think it would all just kind of be focused on this fight between, Roger and Garp and Rocks. But realistically, I do think it's important for us to see like how the other characters escaped that we know eventually make moves later on. So, all right, you've got Rock slamming down once again. You can see Roger clashing, holding down the sword, giant onomatopoeia, kablam. Also, Rated Legend super chatting saying Garp is simply is the strongest simply because he's not using any weapon or devil fruit in this moment. Look, Garp is looking like a beast. He's looking like a beast in this chapter, but we're not at the end of the chapter, so we could do something else. Also, if this doesn't convince people that Big Mom is coming back, I don't know what will. Look, I've always been in the camp. I even talked about this with O'Hara. Shout out to O'Hara, One Piece YouTuber out there. Not Library of O'Hara. I mean, shout out to Artur too, but Manu O'Hara. He is out here in Japan, and I was actually on his new podcast, which I think the episode will be up in like 2 weeks or maybe three. But I was on his podcast talking about One Piece and Japan and all other kinds of theories and stuff like that. And that was actually a topic of conversation that we had, was whether or not we think Kaido and Big Mom are going to come back. And we kind of came to the agreement that we think that Kaido is probably going to come back to life in some way, shape, or form with like Moria's powers. Not come back to life, right? But like be used by Moria as like a walking corpse, because what better way to like, not die an honorable death than to be used as this like machine by the guy that you embarrassed and killed his entire crew way back when. And that Big Mom, in some way, shape, or form, might be able to come back with the soul fruit, right? Like turn the lava in the island into homies. I mean, there's stuff that's going on right now with Elbaf. So very clearly, it's like Big Mom's story is not done yet. But both of us basically said that like if anyone's going to come back, it's probably more likely Big Mom than it is Kaido, because Kaido's arc is pretty much done. We're getting like good moments now that are making him cooler. But Big Mom's got a lot of stuff we still got to see. So We'll see. Yeah, she'll either take a soul or make him a homie or do something. Exactly. Exactly, exactly, exactly. But again, Kaido also might not necessarily be dead either. We were just making the assumption that, like, if he is a corpse, he could still come back through Moria. And again, they made a point in the Yamato cover story to bring up Moria. So, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, let us continue. We are on page 10 of 17 now. So we're about halfway through the chapter. Okay. Oh, oh, okay. Okay. What the heck is this? You're the one who knocked down the mountain house. So this is Whitebeard, how Marco. Oh, okay. Hold on, hold on. You're the one who knocked down the mountain, aren't you, Newgate? Who are you? It looks like your crew is falling apart. Bro, and his name is Polo? Because of Marco? Is this Marco's dad? Who are you? It looks like your crew is falling apart. The name is Graham, captain of the Polo Pirates. Polo Graham? What? Polo Graham. I'm a big fan of yours, Whitebeard. Say, you got no ship to go back to, huh? So how about you team up with me instead? And you got him saying, get out of my hair. So this is, oh, dude, this is so sick, man. Marco Polo. That is awesome. That is awesome. Also, Whitebeard consistently in this God Valley flashback has been just such a cool character. Like, he was going toe to toe against rocks by himself, the splitting of God Valley, getting like the mountain part falling down. Marco Graham and Polo Graham. The meme is real. We actually got a Polo. Team up with me instead. Get out of my hair. Okay, meanwhile, whoa. Meanwhile, we've got Stussy, aka Miss Bucking, down here saying, where did Edward Newgate go? Don't ask me. Okay. And he's running on. Wait. Also, wait. What? Hold on. What am I looking at on this page? Hold on. Oda is not messing around with this. We just got the Marco Polo reveal, and now we're getting this. What is this? Where did Newgate go? Am I? Bro. Don't ask me. Is that Perona's devil fruit? Is that Perona's devil fruit right there? Further, okay. Further confirmation of these Thriller Bark connections right here. When you've got him, plus, oh my gosh. So that's Perona's old fruit user. So we're probably going to end up seeing like, oh man. Okay. There's too much here. The stuff with rocks and guard, there's too much here. This is fire. This is actually fire. Okay. Let me get back into this. Meanwhile, we're getting Dragon over on the ship. Also, there's like a wanted reference in there as well. Dude, this is fire. Okay. What are you doing, Dragon? Calm down. And Dragon's taking over Dragon's taking over one of the ships. What are you doing, Dragon? Calm down. No, what are you people doing? And you've got him holding down the gun against the Marines. Did you know what we were aiding in here? Bro, Dragon rising up as a revolutionary in real time against the Marines, leaving God Valley. Put them on our ship right now. We have to rescue them. And if anyone argues against it, I will execute them on the spot. Dude, the Dragon stocks are rising so much during this flashback. He takes over a Marine ship. He said, you knew what you were doing here. He points the gun right in the Marine's face. He said, you take care of this. You get these guys out of here. You get them safe and sound. Otherwise, I'm killing every single one of you. My man, Dragon on the right side of history unlocked, man. Dude, Dragon is a beast. Dragon is a beast. Oh, man. If anyone argues against it, I will execute them on the spot. And they say, this isn't going to end here, Dragon. And he points the gun right in their face and says, it better not. As he runs and he takes the people from God Valley onto the ship. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, Rayleigh Gaban are running. Rayleigh Gaban, where are you going? Don't you dare follow us. Take the ship out and into open water and then wait. And you see the two of them running. That island. That island will have never existed. Understood? And Saturn's on the other ship. Yo, look at that. Imu said, I'm out of here. He said, I did my duty. I'm still inside Saturn. Hey, yo, pause. But he said, I did my duty. I'm getting the heck out of here. The island never existed. We got to wipe this out. Don't even worry about this. They're out of here. Changing history. Meanwhile, Rox is still taking over with the Domi reverses. They still got to knock him out of here. Oh my gosh, man. The God Valley incident. S level. Top secret classification. Roger and Garp and Rox. The records of clandestine operations and special hazard pay for Naval Base G11 and Cipher Pole 6. Registry of participants in the human hunt expunged. Site of God Valley, and you can see the other one. Dude, this is so sick. This is so sick. It's actually happening. Dude, this is so sick. This is crazy. I'm in Japan for this one. This is crazy. Oh, dude. Okay. Site of event, God Valley, and you can see the other one tipping down. It's fallen. Dude, it's going to be Thriller Bark. It's for sure going to be Thriller Bark. It's going to be Thriller Bark. It's for sure going to be Thriller Bark. The rest of it's going to be wiped out. It's going to go on the ship. You've got the Perona Devil Fruit. You've got Silver Axe. You've got Kyo. You've got John there. You've got the fight happening. Bro, the mountain's falling. This is it. It's happening. You've got Roger leaving with the, I mean, this is fire. And we're getting the wiping of history in real time. Registry of participants in the human hunt expunged. Site of event, God Valley. Black Island location. Population details erased, and it literally says right here, Garp, did you know about the enormous black monster that the government has? Yo, and they're talking about Emu. He didn't know. Oh my God, dude. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Did you know about the monster that the government has? And they call themselves the good guys? I can't believe it either. And you can see the Conqueror's hockey just exploding. If you're going to quit the Navy, how about you come join us? Bro and Roger. Oh, dude. So Roger offers Garp to join his crew. And he says, don't be an idiot. If I quit, who's going to watch out for the rank and file? Bro, Garp saying, I gotta do more. I gotta do more within the Marines. I gotta look out for the people who are below me. I might be strong. I might be able to do some damage. I might be able to join you, but there's too many people in the Marines who want to do good. Like his son who literally just left and is on his way, taking over a Marine ship, shooting him in the face if they go against the hostages. Bro. Don't be an idiot. If I quit, who's going to watch out for the rank and file? And you could see it started to rain now. Dude, the anime, this is going to be insane when we get the anime episodes of this. I hope and pray that Toei is listening to this live stream right now. I hope and pray that Shueisha is watching this live stream right now while I am in Japan. Please hit me up. Please ask me for ideas because we need a God Valley movie. We need the God Valley. We need the canon God Valley movie. You've seen what happened with the Reze arc of Chainsaw Man. You've seen what happened with Demon Slayer. When you make actual canon movies based on canon material, people are going to come out in droves to the movie theater. All right? If you want One Piece to be on the top of the charts, make this a movie. I don't care that Luffy's not in it. Do the God Valley incident as a film. This would be fire. Please. I'm begging you, Shueisha. Please. Please, please. Onegaishimasu, please. Please. All right, let us continue. Who's going to watch out for the rank and file? And you've got the next page. Rain going over here. It all comes down to mass, doesn't it, Garp? Mass, what do you mean? And you can see the stuff falling down. Well, first of all, the color of armament hockey is a power that doesn't yield to devil fruits, right? And on top of that, I was wreathed in the color of the Supreme King, so Conqueror's hockey. There's no way that this couldn't have hurt him. Exactly. But he was guarding with Conqueror's hockey too. So they cancel out. Exactly my point. There's no damage unless we surpass that. And you've got them wiping off their wounds. Okay, so it's mass. Mass. It all comes down to who wears out who first. If that happens, we lose. There's no way to keep up with a monster like that thing. So you want to hit him with a critical mass of Supreme King Haki. Okay, and this is going to be how we end up taking him down. Okay. Mass, though, what the heck? You want to hit him with a critical mass of Supreme Haki. Don't even think about whatever stamina you'd need after. In that case, you're saying we don't come back from this alive. If we can pull this off, all three of us will be down for the count. But if we miss, we are certainly done for. Now listen up, Rox. Bro. Listen up, Rox. I don't know what I can say to console you. I don't know what happened to you either. But there's one thing I do recognize. And he's thinking about his family, and his eyes are still watered out, and he's crying through it. He doesn't want to obliterate his clan. Bro, there's one thing I do recognize. I recognize your sorrow. And you've got the dripping down his eyes. And Roger's, oh man, Roger's crying, going, don't cry, you idiot. God of Fire. And you can see, oh dude, and he's spinning the sword, and it's all coated. Oh my gosh. And Garp just like punching Infinitium, and you could see him screaming through it, going, Domi reversing rocks. God of Fire, Infinitium. Oh, dude. This is where he names him. Oh my gosh. This chapter's too much. Being here in Japan for this chapter, it's too much. This is like an all-timer. This is like a top 10 of all-timer. And oh, dude. God of Fire, Infinitium. Ace, explosion. And you've got him slashing. Roger's side of the attack is called Ace. Which, oh, dude, man. Oh, man. You've got this on the other side. You see eruption coming off one side of it. And the explosion coming off of the fist from Garp. And then you think about, oh, dude, the fact that he's got the multiple fists, and we're thinking of Luffy. And the Gum Gum Gatling, dude. This is crazy, dude. This is crazy. What in the world? The world government attempted to cover up everything that happened here. But the downfall, bro, and you could see it slicing through him. But the downfall of Rox D. Zebek and his lawless band of followers, the Rox Pirates, who wreaked havoc on this era, cast an unmistakable reverberation that shook the very world. And you could see his fists are quite literally on fire during this. You can literally see the fire coming off of Garp's fist. You can see Ace right there, the Ace attack from Roger. Bro, what in the world? Dude, this exact attack, and you just see them punching through the darkness. The downfall of Rox D. Zebek, and you can see it. So oh man. And his lawless band of followers, the Rox Pirates, who wreaked havoc on their era, cast an unmistakable reverberation that shook the very world. To be continued. One Piece Manga Chapter 1165. End. Reagan, this was peak.
Was it peak?
This was peak.
I'm so glad.
This is one of the best possible chapters
So
I could have been in Japan for. This is genuinely like a top 10 chapter. This is like a top 10 chapter. Between seeing all the stuff with the other members of the Rox Pirates, this amazing final conversation, the understanding between Garp and Roger, Dragon literally taking over a marine ship, giving birth to the Revolutionary Army, Kaido and Big Mom promising their rivalry for the future to come, seeing even small things like Perona's devil fruit there, the fall of the other mountain, the remnants. Clearly, again, we're getting into Thriller Bark stuff. That's where this is going right now. The question is, how does Miss Bucking get out of there? And also, Miss Bucking being there in the panel with the person with Perona's devil fruit and Weevil looking like the way he's looking, is Weevil actually going to be like a zombie character? Also, Tech Zero super chatting saying, dude, I'm right there with you. We definitely need a God Valley movie. Dude, this is just fire. I was scared how he was going to be able to do the fight, but Oda really does still have it. Dude, he's got it. He's got it. This is fire. I mean, seeing Marco's father and that their family name is Polo and that his name is Marco Polo. Like what? No, there's no reason to get this. We didn't need this in God Valley. There was quite literally no reason for this. And yet we got it anyway. Dude, Roger's final attack against Rocks being ace. And then you see here the lead up to it, like, oh my gosh, my phone is even going crazy right now. Because I'm on a VPN on my phone because I got to read the English. Dude, this whole thing where he says, God of Fire, Ace, he can, bro. Like, what? He goes in with the he can attack from Roger. Like, it's crazy. The whole thing is crazy. That you get also look at this. Goda shining down upon us. Dude, the light's coming through the Airbnb window right now. Everything. The allusions to all the stuff that's going to be coming in the future with Luffy and Ace and them being sworn brothers and Garp refusing Roger's invitation into the Roger Pirates saying, I got to watch out for everyone in the future. Who's going to watch out for the rank and file if not for me? Bro, thank you, by the way, to Clax coming through with the membership. I'm going to read this just in a second saying, such a great chapter. And by the way, how is the weather there in Japan? It's been super hot in SoCal, so you might be lucking out depending on. Either way, you're lucky regardless for being able to read this fire chapter in Japan. Literally fire. Quite literally fire. The big question, right, out of all of this, though, because I think so much of this was more like connecting the dots and giving us answers to things that we've wanted for a super long time. The big question out of this is this mass thing, right? This on page 14, where it says it all comes down to mass, doesn't it, Garp? The color of armament power is a power that doesn't yield to devil fruits, and on top of that, I was wreathed in the color of the Supreme King. It couldn't have hurt him. He was guarding with Supreme King. They cancel each other out. There's no damage unless we surpass it. It's all down to who wears out who first will lose. There's no way to keep up with a monster like that. You want to hit him with a critical mass of Supreme Haki. I have been saying this. O'Hara and I said this on the podcast that we just recorded. I feel like a lot of people are also probably going to come to this conclusion. I feel like if we get to a moment within the series in which we are taking on Emu and we know what happened here and Rock's obviously crying, thinking about his family, knowing that Teach escaped because in the last chapter, Kuma slapped him and Eris away to what I'm presuming is Lulucia, right? Slapped them away. I feel like we are going to get something along the lines of Blackbeard and Luffy doing this exact thing to Emu in Final War. Doing this exact thing. Because think of even the names of some of Blackbeard's attacks, like Liberation, Black Hole, right? What does Black Hole do? A black hole left over from the explosion of a star, a sun, right? The death of a sun. Like there's a lot of weird connections there where I feel like, especially even in this chapter, the theming with Garp and with Roger, where one of them is coded is like in the white outfit and one of them's in the black outfit, and you've got obviously Blackbeard. His name's literally Blackbeard, right? But also has like the black hole powers, the powers of the Yami Yami fruit. You have Luffy over there, Gear 5, Nika, right? Probably coming up with something to reverse the Domi Reversi, or maybe his own version of Domi Reversi on the good side of things to make people good. There's gonna be something there. And they obviously are both going to have conquerors, and they're obviously going to both be taking down Emu at some point. I feel like they are trying to humanize a little bit Blackbeard's family. And I still feel Blackbeard is final villain. I'm not saying like Blackbeard's not going to be bad at the end of the series. Like, of course he's going to be, right? Because they're going about things the wrong way. He's going to be seduced by like the power of Emu once you get the power and all that stuff. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, right, is that in the lead up to the fight with Emu, this right here, this whole critical mass attack, I feel like this is going to be how they stop him. It's going to be something along the lines of like a team up attack with Luffy and with Blackbeard. And they both go in and that's how they stop him. Or I'm thinking too small scale, right? If we're looking on Final War and Oda's been talking about the fact that Final War is going to make Marineford look like a joke, look like child's play, we might end up seeing a situation in which all of the characters that have Conqueror's Hockey that are there at Final War all team up and put together their hockey and do one giant mass attack against them. I mean, this is so peak. It's peak. It's absolute positively peak. Also, Flip2 said, I love to actually see that Gil. I loved to actually see Gil rather than the silhouette. It's a shame that Wild Joe, his little ghost friend, didn't get the same treatment. But alas, look, we still saw him though. We still saw the little ghost guy in there. Also, George6 came through and said, this is the absolute best chapter. Shout out, by the way, George6 coming through with the super chat of $10, saying this is the absolute best chapter after what we got from the ultimate chapter where Sengoku was presenting the various bounties. All the reveal about Garp was also amazing. The absolute goat and all the hockey. This was peak, dude. Again, yeah, like the semi redemption of Garp, him basically saying I gotta stay behind. Again, confirming kind of what we already assumed was the case because again, Garp is of the monkey family, right? Like, of course he's not going to be fully bad. Of course he truly didn't know. We get here now. He did not know what was going on here. But then right here, when he says this, let's read this again. Where's this line? Where's this line? Where's this line? Where's this line? Join my crew. Where is this? If you're going to quit the Navy, come and join us. Don't be an idiot. If I quit, who's going to watch out for the rank and file? Making the conscious decision to stay behind makes all the stuff with Kuzan and all the other stuff that we know with him, the sacrifice that he chose not to do for Ace, hurt that much more. Like, Garp has been through the ringer, man. He has been through the ringer. He truly did not know what was going on at God Valley, and now he still is choosing to stay behind for the sake of his men. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff going on, I'm sure, with like Sword that we're going to find out. Hold on, my camera didn't die, did it? Oh no, it was just my laptop screen. I saw my laptop screen blinking. I'm like, please don't end here. I guess we already did like a full 45-minute long reaction, and I probably can't go that much longer because I don't want to be screaming in this Airbnb this early in the morning. But still, in all, man, like, this chapter is just so unbelievably good. It's so good. Him, Dragon, again, leaving with the ship, taking the Marine ship, threatening to execute all the Marines that stand in his way, the birth of the Revolutionary Army, the stuff with Marco's family and Whitebeard, even the little glimpse that we saw with Shiki being the one to declare the full disbandment of the Rocks Pirates, Streusen being there with Big Mom when they left, Big Mom saying, don't worry, I'm coming back, like, all the stuff with Kaido. Again, they could have just given us the Ace attack, God of Fire Ace attack, and Roger crying through it, and that would have been enough. But to get that paired with Garp, and Garp's fists being on fire and attacking with multiple, like, it's peak. The whole thing is peak. The whole thing is peak, beginning to end. And that build up to the intention to arrest, that shot of Roger and Garp both, like, this is on page 7. That shot of Roger and Garp both taking off their coats and throwing them down, rolling up their sleeves, getting serious, like, it's just so good. It's so good. And seeing the other half of the mountain fall down, the actual, it's peak. I don't know what else to say. It's peak, dude. Senten came in with the super chat saying, I'm salty that Garp wasn't pictured amongst the people capable of fighting Kaido after Luffy punched him on Onigashima. I think you shouldn't be salty about that because the characters, and I've said this before on a previous live stream, those characters were pirates, right? It was Oden, Whitebeard, Roger, and Rocks. Those are all pirate characters. So obviously he wasn't including Garp among those people because he was thinking of the pirates that he faced off against previously. He wasn't thinking of Garp. Well, yeah. Also, he would know about the Garp and Luffy connection. Obviously, he would still know that. But still, in all, he's not picturing Garp in that moment because again, Garp is not a pirate. He's thinking about pirates that could. You got to remember in that moment, right, on Roof Piece with Kaido and with Luffy, they're talking about being the pirate king, right? You've got Luffy making that proclamation. You've got Big Mom. You've got Kaido over there. So he's thinking of the other people that are pirates that could have gone for that title, essentially, right? Because again, Odin was on his crew, so like he's thinking of pirates, and he dealt with all this stuff with Odin in Wano country as well. So again, not a huge surprise that he was not considering Garp in that moment. But I actually don't think it speaks to Garp's power level at all. Clearly, based on this, when the way that they managed to take down Domi Reversing Rocks is a tag team critical mass conquerors hockey attack between the two of them. Again, it's equal parts. If Roger wasn't there, Garp couldn't have done it. If Garp wasn't there, Roger couldn't have done it. We have another super chat coming through from Clax saying, I could see Teach having the Eternatus implosion and Luffy having a Dawn God Ace attack or something like that. And going back to what you said, I also think Sabo could be there and make it a triple attack. Sabo being there would also be cool, right? Because we don't know necessarily what's going to happen with Dragon. Again, I think Dragon, especially after this flashback has done so much for Dragon's character. We've gotten more in this one flashback of young Dragon, learned more about his character in this one flashback than we have in quite literally 20 years of this manga, which is insane. 20 years worth of content, 25 years really. We've gotten more about Dragon now than 25 years worth of manga chapters in the last like 4 or 5 chapters. It's just wild. So to actually see like Dragon character development and how he became the person that he is today, it's awesome. And there's still a lot more we need to know about Dragon. We need to know like Luffy's mother. We need to know, is it Tritoma? We need to see him linking up with the other revolutionaries. We've seen a little bit of that from Kuma's, right? We got a little bit of that from Kuma's flashback as well with the revolutionaries, with like, Bello Betty taking over and Ginny and all that kind of stuff. Like we saw Ivankov, right? We saw like revolutionary characters, but I'm assuming we're going to end up getting more. But I also really love the idea that like in some way, shape, or form, Sabo will be part of that attack because Sabo is the one that made it into the throne room and made it out unscathed, which is kind of crazy. Again, seeing everything that's happening with Emu now in Elbaf and in this flashback, like seeing everything that happened with him now is making me so much more impressed by Sabo managing to not only get out of there unscathed from Emu, but all the Gorosei at the same time. He took 5 of the Gorosei and Emu and managed to get the heck out of there. Is now seen as like the flame emperor of the revolutionary army, and if some way, shape, or form Dragon goes down during final war, the one who's going to pick up the flames of revolution is going to be Sabo. Amazing stuff. Okay. Kyope came through with a super chat saying, if we're to take that final large panel literally, Garp is quite literally punching holes through Rocks, and it looks like Roger sliced Rox's right leg clean off. An absolutely, positively brutal final attack. I could not say it better myself. Again, and I do think we are taking it literally because it is the mass of their attack, the mass of their hockey going against him. Here, I'll show the panel too in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Let's see if I do it this way. Can I see? Oh, it's not going to let me go horizontal in the app. I mean, you can clearly see it here, right? Up in the top right corner. It's rough, man. It's rough. His leg right there, too, you can see on the bottom. Getting sliced clean off with the doom from the slice of the attack. And all the little holes, obviously, are from Garp's fists. And Garp just closing his eyes in that final moment, too. Like, God, what a good moment. Them stopping him and knowing that, like, in that moment, I'm sure he's finding peace. Like, obviously, it's a brutal final attack. It's a horrible way to die. But him knowing that he can be stopped and knowing that he didn't kill his family, I'm sure allows Rocks to die with a little bit of peace. Again, you see him flying back. I am curious if where we leave off after the next chapter is going to be like seeing Rocks' body. I do wonder if like we see Rocks on the ground dead in the beginning of the next chapter and maybe him smiling would be kind of interesting, like the Will of D stuff and the connection of the Davy clan. But then again, you got to remember where we are right now in the story. We're still in the middle of an Elbaf flashback. We still got to see the repercussions of this stuff with Harold and Loki back in Elbaf and Big Mom and Lola and like all that. There's so much more we still got to get through. There's no way we're getting through this full flashback by the end of the year. There's no way. We're clearly getting out of God Valley now. I think maybe one more chapter of God Valley, maybe, but I don't see much more than this. I think this is pretty much like where we leave off. You see them taking down Rocks. This was their one or done final attack, right? This is it. Final punch. Critical massive hockey was they're gonna be wiped afterwards. I'm sure Rayleigh and Shaggy are gonna go pick up Roger. The other Marines are gonna go, pick up Garp, and they make their way out of there. Seeing also too, I talked about this earlier, but like the way that you got that panel in real time talking about the classification of the God Valley incident and Cypher Pole and like, it's so good. Absolutely positively peak. If you think about it, wouldn't Kobe and Luffy fighting Emu maybe be an even more symmetrical parallel? Maybe Sabo as well and Blackbeard jumping in remains in the aftermath? Again, we're talking about a Domi reversing Rocks right now. Who's to say that Kobe and Sabo don't join in with Luffy and Blackbeard for that attack, right? We might need all of them. We might need all four. In fact, based on how powerful Emu is and everything we've seen in the story, we might need all four. Kyushu also coming through with the membership saying, I've been saying this for years, that Conquerors has another stage to it. This proves that Conquerors' current level can go even further beyond Plus Ultra. Man, oh man. 4D Cliff also coming through with the super chat saying, Roger, just out of curiosity, how likely do you think that Oda could reveal that Rocks survived and is actually the man marked by flames? I didn't we come to the conclusion that Gabon is the man marked by flames with the scar? Haven't we all come to that? Or it was Saul, right, with the ice burns? I mean, maybe there is a world in which Rox is on Lulusia, but I don't think that's the case. Lulusia got wiped, right? Or Rox in some way, shape, or form maybe had like a latent devil fruit power that we didn't know about. And maybe that ties in with the stuff with Blackbeard. Or like again, we don't know what's going on with Blackbeard. The whole like the they thing with Blackbeard, the consciousness, like the voice of all things. Roger hearing the voice, like, is there a way that potentially Rocks can become part in death of the voice of all things? And potentially his voices rumbling through Blackbeard is what keeps Blackbeard awake at night and why he can't sleep? Or something about like his will or like the Davy clan or something. There's so many questions that are being brought up now. But again, the cool thing is like these are questions that I feel like could get answered very quickly, right? Like he's not introducing questions that are going to be things that are going to have to linger for like years and years and years. He's bringing up things that we're eventually going to find out the answer to, I think, relatively soon for where we are in the story. What I think is even more impressive, and the stuff that I love about One Piece, and again, the thing I was talking to Ohara about on the Drink Sake podcast, is the fact that like he's finally giving us the pieces of the puzzle of how everybody got to where they are today, right? Like I think actually outlining that and seeing the puzzle pieces connecting and seeing how everything comes together with God Valley, it's amazing, man. And the Infinitium explosion thing, I'm also wondering if like someone brought up the Kobe thing earlier, that right, maybe Kobe is going to do some type of attack similar to that in the future, potentially against Emu. I also am wondering if maybe we're going to get something like that for Luffy, right? Or again, it's like it's the stuff about like what does it mean, the will of D, right? Like and the descendants of the bloodline of Davy and potentially going about things the wrong way and like Luffy, carrying on the will potentially, but Blackbeard having the bloodline. There's almost something like that with like this with the God of Fire Ace attack too, and the stuff coming from Roger, if maybe that's something that Luffy's gonna do, or we end up getting a God of Fire Ace attack from Sabo, and that being the thing that takes down Akainu and him. Oh, like finally, it's so good. I'm sorry, this is so good. I'm also so sorry that I can't see like the full chat on my screen. I might have to like pop this out a little bit. Hold on, if I scroll up a little bit. Hold on, because there's so many. We got another super chat from 40 Cliff saying, I truly thought the entire Roger and Garp versus Rocks thing would expand 3 or 5 chapters in total, but regardless, this was an incredible way to finish the fight. We also got Mortal in the chat saying, I'm hoping that Harold gets to speak once more to Rocks, or a cloaked Toki pops up and sends Rocks into the future. Again, I still really, really feel like Rox is probably dead. I know people want him to be alive. I think there's potential, but I think like physically, if this makes sense, I think physically after this attack, I think Rox is dead or dying, right? And we maybe get some final words from him that Roger and Garp hear or something along those lines. But I feel like Rox dies here. But that does not mean I think like his will or his again, maybe his like his voice, right? Because we still don't fully understand the voice of all things. I think there is a way for him to still exist. Closest way that I can explain this is like a force ghost type thing. I don't know how else to explain it, but I feel like somehow, some way, becoming one with the voice of all things and speaking through it to the future generations, right? Or if it's maybe like a remnant of his hockey, if they're connected in some way, I have no idea. But again, I don't think, I don't know. I think he dies here. I do think he dies here after this attack. Again, Mike Moore said, keep in mind, mass does seem very important. It was translated here. Conqueror's hockey on a Bajrang gun might end up doing even more damage. Oh yeah, because of the giant like physical mass, right? Where like maybe if Luffy's able to build up his Conqueror's hockey into this giant attack on it and slam on down, that could do some damage. Also, Royal T just said, I'm very happy to see how Rogers reacted to this. Twitter was hating this. Twitter was hating it. Wait, what? 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 Twitter was hating this. How did Twitter hate this? What was the people hated this chapter? Bro, what? Wait, I need to understand. Twitter's not worth listening to. Wait, how did Twitter not like this? Chat, please explain. I am very confused. Also, hope you're having an amazing time in Japan. Thank you, our times, appreciate it. I am extremely confused. Why did Twitter hate this? Uh, it's still annoying hearing so many people disrespect Oda on Twitter. It's disgusting. Wait, what? They were basically making fun of Nepo Peace. Oh, the fact that it's like Roger's son and Garp's grandson and all this. Yeah, but they were important characters to the lore of the series. They still had to like work their way up. I don't hate this. In fact, I think I don't hate this at all. The parallel between the two characters I don't hate. I don't hate the Nepo Peace stuff. I think I don't hate it. I feel like I have to like formulate my thoughts again because there's a lot to this chapter and I'm running on very little sleep and it's early in the morning here in Japan and I feel like I would maybe need to do like a whole video talking about it. But to me personally, I don't mind Luffy and Ace coming from this moment and the connections to everything. I like that because it makes it feel like a more fleshed out story to me that like he actually had a plan for everything way back when. So I don't mind about that at all. They're comparing it to Naruto Sasuke and Fate versus Freedom. But I don't mind this at all. I don't mind this at all. Again, you have to remember so much of One Piece is like Star Wars coded. We talked about this on the podcast that you guys are going to see with O'Hara as well. So much of this is Star Wars coded, right? And you've got the important families in Star Wars that are always important with the Skywalker family and all that kind of stuff. And I think people wanted to go against that with like the stuff that happened in The Last Jedi, right? We're like, oh, anyone can be a Force user. But no, bro, not everyone can be. Like that's kind of what's important. It's like at the end of the day, it's like a hero myth, right? There's certain families that are just simply stronger and more in tune with it than others. Not everyone can be Luke Skywalker. Like not everyone can be Monkey D. Luffy. And again, it'd be one thing if it was like, oh, Luffy was fated to be the one true user of the Nika fruit, and that like everything was brought up to this day, and it is kind of like that. That like the person that Roger was waiting for and Joy Boy was waiting for was destined to be born at this time. But again, we've seen Luffy's journey. This would be different if we didn't see everything that Luffy had to go through. But we've witnessed Luffy's journey. We've witnessed Luffy literally being stripped of that. We've witnessed Garp literally throwing Luffy in the forest and being like, fend for yourself, bucko. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he was suddenly given a bunch of powers, right? Like, we've literally seen his journey. We've seen this happen in real time. It wasn't like one and done over the course of a single story arc that now suddenly Luffy is activating Gear 5. It's been 25 years. Like, I think he's earned it at this point to be able to do this. Yeah, an inherited will was set up in like page one. Exactly, bro. Exactly. The will of D, all of this, like passing things down through the generations. That's fine. And in fact, I think the themes of found family and the themes of inherited will don't necessarily counteract each other, right? Because again, this goes back to Blackbeard and Luffy. If Blackbeard is the descendant, the blood descendant, right, of Davy D. Jones, but Luffy is the one to carry on potentially his will or Joy Boy's will, right? And they're going about things in completely different ways that makes for an incredibly interesting story. So I don't know what the hell people are. I don't like literally. I don't know. I'm over here saying that chapters with amnesia are mid, and that Wano like bloated chapters are mid, and people are telling them they're the greatest chapters of all time. And I'm reading literally one of the greatest chapters of all time, and people are calling it mid, bro. There's just certain people can't read. That's literally all it is. Don't worry about those people. Enjoy the series the way you want to enjoy it, because this is what we've been waiting for. This kind of thing is what we've been waiting 24. This is Goda, bro. This right here, this is Goda. This is what he's been setting up. I don't care about these side characters. I don't care about story bloat. This right here, connecting the dots, putting everything together, it's peak, man. It's peak. This is fire. 40 Cliff also super chatted again. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Yes, what time is it?
No, I'm not worried about this time. I'm sorry. Before you go up on your super chats, do you have another plug thing?
USB plug thing?
No, I need a normal plug one.
A normal. Oh yeah, it is already in there.
Well, you're using it.
No. There's two of them that are booked in. You can use any of those. You just plug your USB in. It's not going to affect mine at all.
I don't need a USB. I need a normal one.
A normal one. Yeah, you could plug that in there.
But I need to take it.
Oh, you can take. And you can't use that one.
No, that was never.
Give me 15 minutes.
No, you're fine. I just.
Oh yeah. Because I was like,
if you had another one, I was gonna try and.
Oh no. See those two right there. That is a normal one.
No, but it's not, because this doesn't go. It needs the bigger one. These are both.
Oh, those don't fit in there.
No.
That doesn't fit in there. Oh man.
Don't worry,
we'll figure it out later. Don't even worry about it. We'll figure it out later. If I have enough, no, I don't. I just have that one that's in there. But once I unplug that, you'll be able to use it. Yeah. No rush at all. We're good. 4D Cliff came through and said, I wanted to ask an idea I had for a moon deity fruit. Just like the Nika fruit gives someone a permanent rubbery body, the moon deity could maybe give someone a permanent glassy body. Do you think this is possible? This late in the story, I don't think so. A moon deity we know the moon is important. We know the ties to Eneru. We know there's the stuff with the eternal flame. But a glass, I've said this before. I still think Sanji's final fight is going to be Crocodile at Laugh Tale. And I think Sanji's going to turn him into glass with the hot flames. I really think that's going to happen. But in terms of like a glass fruit for like a moon deity, that'd be kind of wild. I don't hate it though. Again, like, you're going to introduce something like that. We already kind of have the four gods. We still have to find out more about the rain god and the earth god and the sun god. And we need to find out more about that first, I think, before we start diving into like other deities, before we get like the Otsutsuki clan. Also, apparently I missed Stefan Dog's super chat. Hold on. Where is Stefan Dog's? Sorry, buddy. I'm like here we go. Do you think Elbaf is now for sure the place where we get the battle with the Marines and the Revolutionary Army? I do actually agree with you and think that Ska is going to come true sooner rather than later. For those of you who don't know what that is, Ska basically being Sabo and Akainu. Happy that you are thoroughly enjoying Japan. I've said this before. I've been saying this with Elbaf. I think Elbaf is the beginning of Final War. This is our lead up to Final War. This is the beginning, right? That somehow, especially because we're getting it in this flashback about the thing with like the critical mass of Haki and Scopper potentially teaching Luffy a way to be able to deal with these celestial dragons and with these god knights. My assumption is that it does have to do with something in terms of like concentrating a mass of your Haki in one area, right? Again, it's brought up right here in the flashback. Oda would not have introduced this right now if it was not going to be important. My assumption is that somehow Luffy and the other characters that are here will learn, the characters that have Conqueror's Haki, characters like Loki might even already know how to do this. We have no idea what's going on with Loki. We are so far removed from the stuff with Loki that like we still have to get answers with that. I think there's going to be something in which the celestial dragons that are still here, right? Gunko, who, by the way, I learned her name is Gunko and not Gunko. I've been saying it Gunko this entire time, and people kept correcting me, but now that I'm actually in Japan, I'm finally saying it correctly. So I know it's Gunko now. Gunko and Summers and Killingham, I think there's going to be something in which characters are able to finally take them down, by utilizing this mass of hockey, right? By actually doing damage against them, that pushes them back, and Emu realizes, uh-oh, the time is now. Because what is also happening in Marijoa right now that we got alluded to right before this flashback, that the revolutionaries are making their moves, that the revolutionaries are starving out the celestial dragons that are in Marijoa, right? That dragon realizes like the time is now. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it. Shamrock isn't even present here. Shamrock went back. So I almost see a situation in which like we get after this to Marijoa, and we get like Shamrock and the other God Knights that are there versus the Revolutionary Army and Garling and the Goros. Like everything is coming to a head right now, and I do feel like Final War can end up being on multiple fronts. We can get a final front on Elbaf. We can get a front on Marijoa. It could be across multiple islands. Again, Oda has been saying the scale of this Final War is going to be on a level that no one will ever expect. Right? That it's going to make Marineford looks like child's play. So I feel like, yes, to answer your question, sorry because I'm rambling a little bit. I do feel like Elbaf, end of Elbaf, is the beginning of Final War. Yes, 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 yes. And then whether or not the Marines come here is maybe a different question, but I do at the very least believe that yes, this is the beginning of Final War. Clax also said, I would see the story of One Piece as being more like aptitude due to circumstances rather than fate. Nothing is set in stone saying that Luffy has to be the hero, but rather he is the one with the right personality and the power to back it up to be the hero that they are waiting for. Exactly. Exactly. It's not that Luffy is destined as a Monkey D clan member, right? To be the hero of the world. He still had to work to get there. But again, him being part of this family that's obviously important to the world of One Piece, it's not that strange. Again, this family's been involved with some of the core conflicts. His dad is the head of the Revolutionary Army and his grandpa's the hero of the Marines. Like, of course he's going to be involved in some way. But again, we've seen Luffy's journey working up to this point. So this is not at all something that I hate. Not at all. Yeah, not at all. Um, truly, I feel like from reading Twitter, reading comprehension is going extinct. Look, and it is funny too. I feel like with social media and with fandom in general, it is funny because I feel like the things that people get upset about are things they shouldn't be upset about at all. But the things that people are willing to forgive are just like, especially for people who have been reading for a long time, are just very surprising to me. Yeah. AK, by the way, became a member. Thank you very, very much. Saying any chance the flashback will start to follow Shanks. He is a pretty important character to to Loki's character, excuse me, and we might see when he captures Loki at sea. I don't think we're gonna follow Shanks during this flashback. I think we might end up seeing during this flashback Shanks beating Loki, right? Like we might see that little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be a full I don't think it's going to be a God Valley themed long flashback within Loki's flashback. This has already gone on for so long, and there's so much we still need to know about Elbaf, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I think if anything, like the parallel of like Harold being the linchpin to the Domi Reversi action kicking in and him going crazy, I feel like Harold, that connection is the thing we got to get back to first, right? And finding out that like Rox is now dead or has been defeated, and what that's going to mean for him and his ideals for peace and going against the world government, and the world government turning on him, and then Loki having to kill him, and like there's a whole bunch of stuff that we got to see there, more so I think than the stuff with Shanks. And I almost feel like the stuff with Shanks could potentially be reserved for Final War flashback stuff with Shanks and Shamrock, and like how the two of them went their separate ways, because we now know, because Oda talked about this, I believe it was either in an SBS or in an interview, right? I believe Oda mentioned that like he had to explain to his editor. I think it was in the lead up to the release of 113, right? That he had to explain to his editor the full story of what's going on with Shanks and Shamrock to fully understand the One Piece. Like in order to comprehend the end of One Piece, he needed to know what was going on with Shamrock. So again, I feel like the theme of brothers, the themes of connection and going about things in different ways, the parallels of Luffy and Blackbeard, Shamrock and Shanks, all that kind of stuff. I think that's all going to come to a head by the end of the series. I think we even kind of get it here, right? Like the who do you fear more in the previous chapter, right? Which is also just crazy that I have the actual physical volume here right now. But like the who do you fear more, Davy D. Jones or Joy Boy? And like what that connection is going to mean. I don't know. I love it, man. This is fire. Also, Roger, who's taking care of Obi while you guys are in Japan? I'm sure he's going to be happy to see you when he's home. Reagan's family's taking care of Obi. He's getting pampered in their house. He's laying down with them. He's having a good time. Yeah, Obi's having a great time. I don't even think Obi misses us at all, if I'm being honest. I don't think he does.
He misses me.
He might miss you. I don't think he misses me. I think he misses my walks. I think he misses the walks and he misses the walks because they're just like, here you go in the backyard. And I think he miss. Would you? Yeah, we'll have a photo of him. Give me a photo of Obi to show the chat. See what he's doing right now. Also, Dracula is saying maybe we'll get Blackbeard versus Shamrock at some point. Shamrock dying and losing a fruit, and another one for the twins. And Blackbeard? You think Blackbeard's gonna steal his fruit? I know that'd be crazy. Oh, you got a picture of Obi? Here we go. This is Obi literally this morning. Look at that. There he is. He's chilling. He's sitting. You're not hearing him bark in the background, but he's having a good time over in Las Vegas. By the way, did you see in the SBS that Queen is now confirmed to be Frankie's father? Yes, I did indeed. Also, shout out. I don't know why I said this. Shout out to Boss Coffee. I know I brought this up during my Kirby video as well, but Craft Boss latte drinks. These have been getting me through every single morning in Japan. We stocked our fridge here in the Airbnb with them. We stocked our fridge at the Japan Time Airbnb with them. We're going to stock our fridge when we're later on, going through the more nature parts of Japan. We're going to stock our fridge over there as well. Shout out to Family Mart. Shout out to Japan, bro. I love this place. Suki desu. Daisuki. Daisuki desu. I love you, Japan. All right. Oh man. What a fantastic chapter. All right, I've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. I'm sure the people in my building are sick of me. It's about to be 10 a.m. here in Japan. We have a lot of stuff we're doing. We're going to potentially go to the aquarium. We're getting dinner with Bandai Namco. We've got a lot of fun things. This is Reagan's first full day. Basically, she landed last night at what time did you land? It was like 4 o'clock. We brought everything to the Airbnb. We then made our way back through Shinjuku. We had the dinner with everybody with Japan Time. If you're wondering who took that photo of all of us in Japan Time in front of the gates of Kabukicho, that was Reagan. And then we got back here, fell asleep, woke up this morning, and literally the first thing out of her mouth this morning is, "Are you doing One Piece?" So she's looking out for you guys. You got to know, because I probably would have stayed in bed for a little while longer, but we got to do One Piece, of course. Also, I got to say, internet has been good.
That's great.
Stream has not crashed at all during this. I was worried that the stream wasn't going to. We are looking good. Things have been great. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for coming through to the stream today. This was such an incredible chapter. I am so happy to have seen this one while I'm here in Japan. Probably, I'm not going to do it today, but probably tomorrow I'll go pick up the other volume as well. Because I also, again, I don't even mind that this is the volume from last week, because this is the other chapter I was in Japan for. And I always like to have the volumes for when I'm in Japan. And again, I happen to be in Japan for 2 of them this time around, which is awesome. But thank you very, very much, everybody. Thank you to everyone coming through to the stream. This was an absolutely amazing one. As always, one more thing too. James did a beautiful, beautiful thumbnail for this one that you guys, I think, are already seeing on the live stream, but I want to pull it up here as well. For you guys to see in case you just clicked into the stream and weren't looking at the thumbnail. James did a beautiful spoiler-free thumbnail for this one. Look at this. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. James, for this beautiful thumbnail, I'm getting you something from the Harajuku One Piece store. There you go. I actually already got you something else, but I'm going to get you something else because we haven't gone to Harajuku yet and they want to go to Harajuku. So we're going to be going there. But once again, James, beautiful thumbnail. Great time talking with the chat. We had a solid hour and 10 minutes, even though I'm here in Japan. But I got to get going. We got stuff to do. I got things to record. I got more shorts and videos to upload for you guys. We have a whole karaoke video that's coming on Tuesday over on the Japan channel. We've got the full Japan Time episode that's dropping on Monday. So tomorrow for a lot of you guys, we've got, I did the Kirby Air Ride one already. We've got a Hyrule Warrior stream that's going to be happening from the new Airbnb once we're a little further north. We've got this, obviously, that's going up. I've got a couple other shorts. I've got to guess that Devil Fruit Challenge going up with Tito. There's so much. And then right when I get back, Kirby Air Ride is coming out. I have a Yakuza video coming out for Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2. I've got a Persona 3 Reload video coming out. I've got a Persona 5X catch-up stream. I've got another Blue Protocol catch-up stream. I've got tons of streams playing with all you guys. If you want to join the Discord server as well, join the Discord server, hit the little roll, join, become a member, all that good stuff. Love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Nakama! Good night, everybody, or good day. What time is it by them? Good evening. Konbawa, everybody.
It's
Konbawa.